This is the HVAC condensing unit, and so here at the back of the house, it's not sitting on the pad exactly right here. You've got all this pad over here. This pad is sunken. It's closer to the ground than 3 inches. It should be raised up off of the ground at least 3 inches. There should be 12 inches of clearance behind it for the air to circulate through there. We've got our data plate here. Okay, got a still image of that. And what this tells us, okay, is that this condensing unit was manufactured in 2001. That makes it 21 years old. This equipment is engineered on paper to last 20 years. It might last 35, but Las Vegas is going to give you 14. After about 14 years, air conditioning equipment in this part of the country, it's giving it up. It's giving it up. This is like a SEER 12. Now we're getting SEERs 14s and up. So it's not as efficient as it used to be. It relies on a refrigerant called R22. The brand name is Freon. Freon, it's not illegal. I cannot condemn a condensing unit based on its age or the fact that it uses R22 instead of a different refrigerant such as R410A. Okay. R22 is no longer manufactured in the United States, and it's no longer imported in the United States legally. Do they have stockpiles of it? Yes, they do. Is it expensive? Yes, it's expensive. They also have drop-ins that are available that are not as efficient as this inefficient system. And they're expensive as well. And if a technician convinces you to put a drop-in, an alternative refrigerant in here, then you might as well put him on payroll, because nobody's going to want to follow him. Nobody's going to want to follow that air conditioning guy. So this system is over 14 years old, and it uses R22, and it's got a low SEER rating. It's also overfused. Okay, it's a 40 amp fuse in the electric service panel, and this is the maximum fuse for this guy is 35. So what that means is, it means two things. One is that this system could fail before the circuit breaker trips. It's only 5 amps, but it could fail before the circuit breaker trips to save it. And you're probably going to have to undersize the circuit breaker when you do replace this thing, and it would be prudent to budget for replacement. It's time. Our electric conduit over here is our low voltage conduit is broken right in there. So I'm going to write that down. Okay, that's not the same as a high voltage or a higher voltage. I'll better put it that way. The low voltage conduit is broken. But, since you have it and since it's there, since it was important enough to install, it'd be kind of nice if you had it. Now, when this system was installed 20 years ago, this insulation was fine on the low pressure. But by today's standards, it doesn't meet today's energy standards. But it's not supposed to be missing, so we're missing some insulation there at a minimum. It'd be nice if this is updated. Painting is not updating it. Painting is not updating it. And again, this wasn't available until 2015, but our refrigerant service valve port caps, Schrader valve caps, okay, are not anti-theft. The coils don't look that dirty. This is our electric service, and we have a receptacle outlet to service the unit. This is our main service disconnect, and it should be sealed like the electric meter. It should be sealed on 3 sides. So what did we learn? We learned that we got a 21-year-old system that uses an obsolete refrigerant. We learned that it's overfused. We learned that it's not level, that it's not positioned on its pad properly, and pad does not elevate it over 3 inches. We learned that our disconnect is not sealed on 3 sides. We learned that we're missing some insulation. We learned that we do not have a rain diverter over the condensing unit to keep water from crashing down. It's already lasted 21 years, so I guess it hasn't suffered that much from water crashing down on it, but there's that. Now here's this. According to the Texas Real Estate Commission, overfused, not level, no rain diverter, disconnects not sealed. Not according to the no insulation. Not according to the Texas Real Estate Commission. They don't care how old a system is. They don't care what the refrigerant is. The homeowner might. According to the Texas Real Estate Commission, is it performing the function for which it's intended? Was it installed properly? Or is it a safety issue? So this unit was not installed properly.